Pleasure to meet y'all at last, and welcome back to Why Is That? And now, what I would like to say for sure at this point is that now, this should be a great time for people to get to know about the fact that, well, today's question, number 58 out of 65, asks me, why is that you use items in videos that you should throw away? And I bet you might be wondering, well, first of all, this smartphone is my Galaxy S7 Edge. And, of course, you can already tell that the case is pretty much broken. That's because I've had it for nearly 2 years. But wow, has this thing really gone through a lot of trauma. A lot of drops and the like, but look even closer. The whole backside of it's shattered. And I don't really know why that is, because I got this thing pre-owned in July of 2018, just after I had pretty much, well, put my LG K8 through a failed diagnostic procedure. I pretty much was attempting to repair the front part of it, but unfortunately that partition would not reconnect properly, and as a result it would power off all the way, and I pretty much declared it to be destroyed. Completely gone. And after that, that's pretty much where I ended up getting this. So this Galaxy S7 Edge is pretty much what I'm stuck with at the moment, but pretty soon I might actually look into buying something brand new. But until any of that happens, I'm pretty much just going to have some used items, some hand-me-downs that I pretty much have, and I don't really intend on throwing those things out after a long period of time. I pretty much just want to keep using them until there's a good chance that they might break down completely. Then and only then I could probably go through a recovery session where I could pretty much gather up all the materials that I have on things, such as my HP 440 ProBook laptop. That's also a hand-me-down, pretty much. There's been quite a lot of hand-me-downs that I pretty much have had to use lately in the last couple of years or so, especially here on my channel. This tripod, as a matter of fact, that my camera is sitting on right now, it's also had a lot of use on it. I heard that it pretty much goes as far back as to where my very, very, very late relative had used this during the 90s and 2000s. And I guess that probably makes sense considering how much it's pretty much gone through. There's a lot of fading, blemishing on the metal parts, and some of the pieces easily come off or they're loose. I figured it might be about time to upgrade this tripod because it does have a few problems with it too. Sometimes when I try to extend the legs and twist it to lock it in place, sometimes it gets so loose that it collapses on itself. And it has happened a few times, mind you that. Not to mention it's a little too lightweight, because if you've ever seen the finale episode of Nerf Secrets Revealed back in July, then well, maybe you'll get an idea of what I'm talking about. It's too lightweight, and therefore it can easily topple around when it's in motion. And I'm more than certain that there might be a better way of handling it, but I insist that I try and use as much potential as any of my items possibly have within them, until they're completely destroyed, or they pretty much break down to a point which I can no longer use them at all in any sense of the way. I pretty much just have no choice but to go with the flow. Of course, this tripod could probably still last for maybe a few years more, the less, but there's a good chance I might have an upgrade by the end of the year. No doubt about that. And also, let's not forget about the fact that, well, some other time I'm going to have upgrades to a few other things. I might get myself an even better camera than the other two cameras I got. And let's also not forget that, well, this Galaxy S7 Edge, I might send it off to someone who's pretty much in poverty or something like that. Someone who cannot afford almost anything at all. This is something that I feel like might be one of the only things that I am willing to give away to someone who's probably homeless even. Probably had to sell off something just to try and get by. Yeah, I know. I've got nothing but very depressing stuff to talk about today, but the sad truth is, a lot of these items that I have, they've been used for a long time, but I can only afford so much every single month. I have actually lost part of my job. A big chunk of it, as a matter of fact. My paid sponsorship with the Marcus Theaters Corporation had been gone for 5 months, and well, since then I've pretty much just been relying on both my filmmaking and my URG groundskeeping partition of the business to pretty much make a sustainable income, but it's not at all enough to get by on an apartment or whatnot. Not even close. I mean, when you think about it, it's really difficult out here. All these other things that have happened, I'd rather not talk more about those anymore because I feel like I've already said too much. Well, anyways, that's pretty much it here that I got to talk about based on question number 58 out of 65, and I guess that'll pretty much be it for some time now because I still have yet to answer another 7 questions, but until that time happens, if you want to see more, go down on my channel. Make sure that you like, subscribe, comment, follow me on social media, and stay on the Hollywood side.